You are done. Shauna Nepp snubs Meg's wiggle after revealing Archie's laundering proofs to French media. Shauna Nepp recently admitted that she revealed Archie's laundering proofs on the Envoy special. In January 2023, Shauna Nepp was named as co-executive director to work alongside executive director James Holt. For non-French speakers, here is the translation. According to their most recent financial report, the couple raised $13 million in donations. The 22 checks totaling $2,250,000 that they distributed to various charities are listed in this table. Another large expenditure is $1 million in running expenses. So $9 million have not been spent and are completely useless. Why isn't all of this money being put to good use, as the foundation promises? For the pair, this disparity between statistics and altruistic speech is nothing new. They had another foundation when they were working members of the royal family, the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. According to the annual report for 2019-2020, they raised £782,000 in donation funds. £705,000 of that £782,000 was spent on running expenditures rather than charity. Essentially, 90% of the funds were never used to benefit anyone. I hope they also figure out the grifting involved in their multiple companies incorporated in Delaware. Essentially, their altruism is a ruse to avoid having to pay expenditures, travel, expenses, automobiles, etc., out of their own pockets when they can disguise it as performing work for the ostensibly charitable organization. And utilize it to gain press publicity in order to increase your popularity. Fly to Uvalde with a team of cameras to capture her paying tribute to the victims. Pay for photographers to accompany them as they place wreaths on soldiers' graves. Have a crew that is ostensibly doing charitable work but is actually your personal assistants. I'm glad the French are looking into it, but I truly hope investigative journalists in the United States would. There are rules in the United States concerning non-profit organizations that operate for philanthropic reasons. And there are several red signs that indicate they are misusing U.S. tax law. Archie's Delaware registration, which allows 95% of monies to be released to costs while only requiring 5% to be used for legitimate charity work, must be repeated again and again. Every time Archie is discussed on this site or by anyone who understands the ruse, it should be with a caution like this. Archie, the faux charity purposefully registered in an obscure U.S. state that requires only 5 on the dollar to be used for charitable purposes and allows 95 on the dollar to be used for expenses, aka grifting. I realize it's cumbersome, but the dimwits who actively support these two thieves, and the others who just haven't realized what they're up to with their deviance, need to be constantly reminded that they purposefully set Archie up in Delaware. Sorry to those from Delaware to describe it as an obscure state. But it needs to be said that the way they've done this is for nefarious purposes, so that they can grift 95% of every dollar they receive. So, the average Jane or Joe who thinks to donate to their cause needs to realize that only 5 on the dollar must be used for charity. Getting that word out there more and more will hopefully lead to more people asking, what kind of charity is this? This is terrible, since these folks are effectively giving to H&M's personal costs as charity when they are already multimillionaires. On the other hand, how much money did they raise from average Joe donations? That alone should result in their losing their charitable status. Envoy Specialist, a very legit program based on work of investigative journalists. Bad news for the duo. How amateur were they? Unbelievable. Earlier, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were denied permission by the US for establishing a charitable foundation but refusing to pay copyright registration costs. The Archie Foundation has not only been scolded for being founded only for the aim of improving the former Duke of Sussex's reputation, the report also revealed that the fund had been formally disallowed by the agency to seek for a copyright license until recently. In 2020, it was widely reported that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry attempted to register a copyright for their newly formed charity, Archie, named after their first child, but was simply rejected by US officials. According to The Sun, this is because the couple has not yet paid the money and appears to have failed to sign the license documents. Furthermore, the records filed with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, USTO, on March 3 are said to be too vague and lack transparency. As a consequence, after granting the registration procedure to the Delaware-based legal firm Cobblestone Lane LLC, the couple received an irregularity notice from the USTO's patent examiner. You are done. Shauna Nepp snubs Meg's wiggle after revealing Archie's laundering proofs to French media. Shauna Nepp recently admitted that she revealed Archie's laundering proofs on the Envoy special. In January 2023, Shauna Nepp was named as co-executive director to work alongside executive director James Holt. For non-French speakers, here is the translation. According to their most recent financial report, the couple raised $13 million in donations.